But what if I told you that a 2016 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny is rumored to be selling for up to? Yes, that's for a coin you might already have sitting in a jar at home. But here's the catch, only a few rare versions of this penny hold extreme value, and most people have no idea what to look for. Stick with me until the end, because today, I'll show you exactly how to spot a fortune hiding in plain sight. Well, it all comes down to errors and rarity. Coin collectors, especially those willing to pay top dollar, are obsessed with unique mistakes, minting quirks, and production anomalies. And in 2016, a few Lincoln pennies, one of these coins, which recently sold for a jaw-dropping amount, had a major flaw in its design. These mistakes are so rare that most people never realize they're holding a fortune in their hands. But here's where things get interesting. Some of these valuable pennies are still in circulation. That means one could be hiding in your couch, your car cup holder, or even in your loose change right now. Asterisk, asterisk, and if you think this is just another internet myth, think again. Be honest, how many times have you thrown away pennies or ignored them at the bottom of your bag? Yeah, me too. But after this video, I bet you'll never look at spare change the same way again. Let's break down what makes this penny worth so much. The key factors that determine its value are: a pristine, uncirculated penny is worth far more than one that's been through a washing machine. Only a handful of these exist, and demand is skyrocketing. Recently, a 2016 D penny in near-perfect condition due to a combination of these factors. And guess what? There are more out there waiting to be found. Stay with me, because up next, I'll reveal the step-by-step method to instantly identify if you're sitting on a small fortune. All right, grab your 2016 D pennies and let's go through this quick test. Here's what you need to do. Off-center strikes, missing features, or odd textures could mean big money. Some rare error coins were accidentally minted on the wrong metal planchet. If you think you've found a winner, don't guess. Get it authenticated. The market for rare pennies is hotter than ever, and collectors are willing to pay a premium. But don't wait too long. Prices fluctuate, and demand can shift overnight. Now imagine this: you check your jar of coins and bam, you spot one of these rare error pennies. What's the first thing you'd buy with your $1 million payday? A mansion? A dream vacation? Or maybe just a really nice coffee? Let me know in the comments. Before you go, make sure to so you never miss another potential life-changing find. And if you think someone you know might have this penny, who knows? You might just help someone become a millionaire overnight. Let's rewind to 1988. The US Mint was cranking out billions of pennies, but a small error at the Denver Mint created a subtle design mix-up between two types of Lincoln Memorial pennies. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny is a penny, right? Not quite. This one features a rare transition between the 1988 design and the upcoming 1989 version. The difference? A barely noticeable variation in the on the reverse side, right next to the Lincoln Memorial. Sounds minor, right? Well, minor mistakes in the coin world can mean here's where things get really interesting. Collectors and investors are going over this penny, driving its value through the roof. One of these rare finds, graded in top condition, sold for a staggering, and the best part? These coins are still out there, circulating in old jars, coin collections, or even. But before you start flipping over every penny you see, let's talk about what makes this coin so valuable. ND is king. Coins in pristine shape fetch top dollar. Are for rare minting errors. Still with me? Good. Because in just a moment, I'm going to show you how to check your pennies, where to sell them, and how to get the highest price possible. But first, a quick question. When was the last time you checked your spare change? How to find, verify, and sell your rare penny? Okay, let's get practical. Here's for the valuable error. If it features the backslash, you've just struck gold. Check the overall condition. A well-preserved coin could mean an extra. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like high-end coin dealers, and online collectors will pay backslash. And here's the kicker. Some lucky sellers have turned their pennies into. So the question is, are you going to be the one who cashes in? Or will you let this opportunity slip through your fingers? The 1988 D rare penny is just one of many hidden treasures floating around in loose change. But guess what? There are out there. Some worth even more than $1.4 million. Asterisk, asterisk. Tiny coin, a 1985 D Lincoln penny, has fetched up to $1.5 million in the collector's market. But the real question is Do you have one of these in your home right now? If you do, your life might be about to change forever. It all started with an unusual mistake at the US Mint in Denver. In 1985, a rare minting error occurred, and only a few coins slipped into circulation. Most people have no idea these pennies even exist, and even fewer realize their mind-blowing worth. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can a simple penny be worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even a small fortune? The answer lies in the details. One slight difference in design, weight, or material can make an ordinary penny an extraordinary jackpot. Before we reveal exactly what to look for, ask yourself this. When was the last time you checked your spare change? You might have been holding a fortune without even realizing it. Here's where things get exciting. What makes the 1985 D Lincoln penny worth up to $1.50 million? First, the error. Some of these pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were made from an incorrect metal. Others have a double die, which makes the lettering or Lincoln's face appear slightly duplicated under close inspection. Second, condition matters. A well-preserved 1985 D error penny, especially one in mint state, can command sky-high prices. Even slightly worn versions can still be worth thousands. And here's the kicker. One of these rare pennies was found in an old coffee can, mixed with other change. That's right. Someone almost spent $1 million penny on a cup of coffee. Can you imagine the regret? And just when you think this couldn't get crazier, wait until you hear how one lucky collector turned a single penny into a luxury lifestyle. The demand for rare coins has skyrocketed. Collectors and investors are hunting for these elusive 1985 D pennies, and prices are climbing fast. If you have one, you need to act now. Waiting could mean missing out on life-changing money. And inspect your 1985 pennies closely. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual metallic colors. An error coin might weigh slightly more or less than a regular penny. If you think you have a valuable coin, don't spend it. A certified appraiser or auction house can help you get top dollar. And if you're thinking, but I don't have one, don't worry. There are still rare pennies hiding in old jars, piggy banks, and even circulation. The next big discovery could be yours. So tell me, what's the first thing you would buy if you cashed in $1 million penny? Let me know in the comments. And before you go, make sure to for more hidden treasure secrets. Who knows? The next video might uncover another rare coin worth millions. Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you a 1995 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny has sold for up to $1.4 million? Yes, $1.4 million. Now, before you start shaking out your couch cushions, let's talk about why this coin is so valuable and how you can find one. Because make no mistake, these pennies are out there, and someone is cashing in big. But here's the scary part. Most people have no idea what to look for. Some have thrown these pennies away. Others have spent them at the grocery store, unknowingly passing a fortune across the counter. Don't let that be you. Stay with me because in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how to identify this rare penny and what to do if you have one. And by the way, if you're thinking, oh, this is just another one of those urban legends, keep watching because I have proof that this coin is making people rich. First, let's talk about what makes the 1995 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny so special. This isn't just any old penny. It's a mistake. A rare minting error that collectors are willing to pay big bucks for. And whenever there's an error, there's demand. And when there's demand, prices go through the roof, a doubling effect on the letters and numbers, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. This is called a double die variety, and it's one of the most valuable coin errors in history. Think about it. How many pennies have passed through your hands over the years? How many did you toss in a jar or leave in your car's cup holder? One of them could be worth life-changing money. And guess what? The more time passes, the rarer they become, meaning the value could go even higher. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but how much can I actually get for one of these? A high-grade 1995 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. But if you have a near-perfect specimen, we're talking 6 figures, or even 7. In fact, one pristine 1995 no-mint Mark penny sold for a jaw-dropping $1.4 million at auction. What that kind of money could do for you. Pay off your house, retire early, take that dream vacation, all from a penny most people overlook. But here's the catch. Every second that goes by, someone else is cashing in while others remain clueless. Check your pennies. Dig through those old jars, look in your car, even ask friends and family if they have any 1995 pennies. If you find one with no mint mark, get it appraised immediately. And if you're serious about coin collecting and making big money from rare finds, hit that subscribe button because I'll be covering more million-dollar coins you might already own. Now, before you go, here's one last question. What if you've already spent a valuable penny without knowing it? That's a story for another day, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. I told you that a 1964 D. Lincoln penny could be your golden ticket to wealth? In this video, I'll reveal why collectors are going absolutely crazy over this rare coin, how to spot one, and most importantly, how you can cash in big before it's too late. Let's rewind for a moment. Picture this. A retired man in Florida was sorting through his late father's old coin collection when he stumbled upon a 1964 D. Lincoln penny. At first, he thought, it's just a penny. But after some research, he learned that it could be worth a life-changing sum. That's when the real question hit him. Why? Why would an ordinary-looking penny hold such massive value? And could he really be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it? This brings us to the first crucial factor, rarity. The 1964 D. Lincoln penny has some unique traits that set it apart, and if you don't know what to look for, you might be throwing away a fortune without even realizing it. Now, let's break it down. Not every 1964 D. Lincoln penny is valuable, but the rarest versions can be worth up to $1.90 million. So what makes them so special? First, it's all about the minting errors. Some 1964 D pennies were accidentally struck on silver planchets, making them an ultra-rare mistake that collectors would pay insane amounts to own. Others have a double die error, where the design appears slightly duplicated, making them even more desirable. So, here's the burning question. Do you have one of these hidden treasures sitting in a drawer or coin jar? Before you rush off to check, let me tell you how to properly verify its authenticity. Because here's the thing, too many people sell their rare coins for pennies on the dollar because they don't know what they actually have. Okay, so you've checked your collection and maybe, just maybe, you've hit the jackpot. Now what? This is where most people go wrong. They either sell too fast, get scammed, or settle for a fraction of their coin's true value. To make sure you don't fall into that trap, here's what you need to do. Without official authentication, buyers won't take your coins seriously. Look for reputable services like PCGS or NGC. If your penny is the real deal, private collectors and auction houses will compete to offer you the highest price. Coin values fluctuate, and demand for rare pennies is skyrocketing. Every day you wait could mean losing out on thousands, or even millions. Some of these pennies have already been sold for jaw-dropping amounts, but experts predict prices could go even higher. The question is, will you be the next lucky seller? Don't leave money on the table. Go check your coins right now, and if you find something rare, let me know in the comments. Also, make sure to subscribe because I'll be revealing even more rare coins that could make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. But here's the catch. Not every 2013 no-mint mark penny is worth a fortune. So, how do you know if you're sitting on a gold mine or just a regular old penny? Stick with me because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, where to sell it, and how to cash in big. Let's rewind a bit. The 2013 Lincoln penny was mass-produced at the Philadelphia Mint, hence, no mint mark. But something incredible happened. A handful of these coins came out with unique errors and high-grade conditions, making them in the collector's market. You're digging through your coin jar, mindlessly tossing pennies aside, and you spot an ordinary-looking 2013 penny. But what if I told you that little coin could change your life? Here's where it gets crazy. Some versions of this penny, graded at, have fetched upwards of at auction. And the rarest ones? They've skyrocketed to over the secret to spotting $1 million penny. So, how do you know if you have one of these? First, grab a magnifying glass. You're looking for that can turn an ordinary penny into a fortune. The fewer scratches and imperfections, the higher the value. These are rare printing mistakes that make a coin unique. Look for doubling, misalignment, or odd marks. The more red and lustrous, the better. Now, here's a literally Where do you sell it? Because knowing your penny is valuable is one thing, but cashing in for maximum profit? That's another game entirely. To find these rare pennies. And here's where you come in. Places like heritage auctions or Stacksbowers are where million-dollar coins get sold. eBay, coin community, and even social media groups have collectors eager to buy. If you prefer quick cash, a reputable dealer could offer a solid price. If you're not careful, you could sell your coin for way less than it's worth. Unsuspecting sellers have handed over life-changing coins for literally. Don't be that person. So, quick question, when's the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Yeah, I thought so. If you're serious about cashing in, start hunting through your change. If you think you have get it graded by PCGS or NGC, because only coins get the end before you go, hit that subscribe button because I'll be revealing that could be hiding in your house. Remember, one penny change your life. Will yours be the next million-dollar discovery? Most people don't realize the hidden treasures sitting in their coin jars. They go about their lives, unaware that some pennies, yes, the ones we often ignore, are worth small fortunes. But not every 1979 D penny is valuable. So, what makes some of them worth just 1 cent and others worth life-changing amounts? That's where things get interesting. A rare error, a specific mint condition, and an unusual demand from collectors have made a select few 1979 D Lincoln pennies unbelievably valuable. And the scary part? Many people have unknowingly spent these coins, letting their fortune slip right through their fingers. Now, let's break this down. What makes this coin so special? There are a few key factors you must look for. The D Mint mark means this penny was struck at the Denver Mint, but not all of them are valuable. Some have unique minting errors, like a double die or off-center strikes, which collectors will pay top dollar for. A circulated 1979 D penny, probably worth a cent, but an uncirculated one, graded MS 67 or higher. Now we're talking thousands, maybe even millions. With rare coin prices skyrocketing, collectors are hunting for these gems like never before. And with only a handful of these rare pennies known to exist, the competition is fierce. Wait, let's pause for a second. Are you still with me? Because if you've ever thought, there's no way I have one of these coins, let me hit you with a quick reality check. People have found 6-figure coins in their pocket change before. This happened. And it could happen to you. So here's the million-dollar question, literally. How can you find out if you have a fortune hidden in your pocket? Check your 1979 pennies. Look for the D Mint mark right below the date. Inspect for errors. A double die, off-center strike, or a reflective, proof-like surface could mean big money. If you think you have a rare one, get it professionally graded. Services like PCGS and NGC can certify your coin's value. And here's the kicker, prices are still rising. Who knows? A year from now, these pennies might be worth even more than $1.5 million. But only those who act now will cash in on this opportunity. So, what's stopping you? Could you be sitting on $1 million fortune without even knowing it? Drop a comment below if you've checked your pennies, and don't forget to subscribe for more hidden treasure discoveries. Because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. You heard that right. A single 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, something that could be sitting in your change right now, has sold for life-changing amounts. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to spot one and what makes it worth a fortune. But here's the catch, most people overlook this coin. Are you making that mistake? Stick around because you don't want to miss this. So what's the big deal with the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? Well, unlike most pennies from 1994, some were mistakenly struck without a mint mark. That tiny detail is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's why. When mistakes like this happen, they create extreme rarity. Collectors will pay massive sums for coins that shouldn't exist. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people don't even know they have one. These coins slip through the cracks, passed from hand to hand, tossed in jars, lost in couch cushions. The question is, could you have one? Quick question, when was the last time you actually checked a penny before spending it? Exactly. Most people don't. And that's why so many of these rare coins are still out there, waiting to be found. A 1994 no-mint mark penny, all right? Let's talk about how you can spot one of these jackpot pennies. First, grab any 1994 Lincoln penny you have and flip it over. If you see a D or an S for San Francisco, sorry, that's not the one we're looking for. But if there's no mint mark at all, you might have just hit the jackpot. But wait, before you run off to quit your job and buy a mansion, let's talk about condition. Condition is everything in the coin world. If your penny is scratched up or worn out, it's still valuable, but not at the top tier. A pristine, uncirculated 1994 no mint mark penny? That's where the real money is. One in top condition has sold for over $1.4 million at auction. Pattern interrupt? Think about that, one tiny, overlooked coin worth more than a brand new Lamborghini. Let that sink in. How to sell your rare penny for maximum value. Now that you know what to look for, the next step is cashing in. If you think you have a 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny, here's what you need to do. Heck recent auction prices. Some collectors are willing to pay premium prices for the right coin. Listed in the right places, heritage auctions, eBay, or a major coin dealer specializing in rare finds. And if you don't have one yet, don't worry. There are still rare pennies floating around in circulation. Keep checking, keep looking, because the next one could be yours. But here's the kicker. The 1994 no mint mark penny is just one of many rare coins worth life-changing money. In fact, there's another penny out there that's even rarer. One that could be worth even more. Want to know what it is? Make sure you're subscribed, because I'll reveal it in the don't forget to hit that like button if you found this valuable, and drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare penny before? Let's talk about it. And suddenly, you spot a 2002 D Lincoln penny. Looks normal, right? Well, what if I told you that this tiny coin could be worth up to, yes, you heard that right. Hold on, before you run off to check your couch cushions, let me tell you exactly what makes this specific penny so rare and valuable. Because if you have one, you might just don't want to live through. So what's the deal with this 2002 D Lincoln penny? Why would anyone pay for something that was only worth 1 cent when it was minted? It all comes down to a UC. In 2002, the Denver Mint produced millions of pennies, but a few of them had a crucial mistake. Some were struck on the wrong planchet, some were double-die errors, and others had a misalignment that made them incredibly valuable to collectors. Now, here's where things get really interesting. One of these rare error coins recently sold for at auction. And guess what? More of them are still out there. Think about that for a second. There could be $1 million penny. Just sounds unbelievable, right? But history proves otherwise. Similar rare pennies, like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die, have also sold for jaw-dropping prices. And people who once thought they had just another common penny ended up becoming millionaires overnight. So, how do you know if you have one of these ultra-rare 2002 D Lincoln pennies? And more importantly, what should you do if you find one? The call to action, how to cash in and change your life first. You need to look for key signs like doubling on the date or letters, off-center strikes, or unusual weight. If your penny has any of these, you could be looking at a life-changing payday. Second, don't make the costly mistake of selling it for a few bucks at a pawn shop. Instead, you need to and graded by experts who understand its true worth. And finally, here's the game changer. If you have a valuable penny, you need to. I'm talking about high-end collectors and auction houses that are willing to pay top dollar. Because let's be real, you don't want to be the person who sells $1 million penny for 20 bucks on eBay, right? Now, here's where things get even more exciting. There are actually other rare pennies worth thousands or even millions of dollars, and most people they exist. Want to know which ones to look for next? Stay tuned for my next video, where I reveal the top 5 rare pennies that could be hiding in your change right now. / and start checking those pennies. Your next step to financial freedom might be in the palm of your hand. You're holding a simple, ordinary penny in your hand, or so you think. But what if I told you that one of these pennies, specifically a 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny, could be worth up to that's right. One tiny copper coin could completely change your life. Now, before you go rushing to your coin jar, let me warn you, this isn't just any 1987 penny. There's a catch. And if you don't know what to look for, you could be sitting on a fortune and not even realize it. Stay with me, because in just a few minutes, I'll show you exactly how to identify, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's rewind back to 1987. The US Mint was producing billions of pennies. Most of them, frankly worthless beyond their 1 cent value. But something went during the minting process. A few pennies slipped through. This means they weren't stamped with the usual D for Denver or S for San Francisco. And while most people ignored these pennies, assuming they were just regular pocket change, collectors quickly realized they were something extraordinary. But here's where it gets: some of these rare 1987 no-mint mark pennies were struck with. And so what should you be looking for? Check the year. It must be second. Check under the date. If there's no mint mark, you might have struck gold, or rather, and third, look for any errors, like doubling in the lettering or an unusual shine that suggests it was struck differently. If you find one, congratulations. You're now in possession of it. The first thing you need to do is coin grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify its authenticity and condition. A high-grade, error-free 1987 no-mint mark penny can sell at auctions for jaw-dropping prices. Sometimes, and here's the kicker, you don't even need to wait. Online marketplaces, rare coin dealers, and even collectors on eBay are so. Do you have a lying around? If so, be sitting on a life-changing windfall without even realizing. Hit that like button if you found this video valuable. And subscribe for more hidden treasure tips. And if you think this is crazy, wait until you hear about then even rarer coin that could be worth even more. Click the next video to find out.